All right, so I'm going to show you a band-distracted, band-resisted flow that we use to mobilize the shoulder. You know, Kelly Starrett is really the founder of a lot of this, so always want to pay homage, give credit where credit is due. So the first thing we'll do is we're just going to slide the arm through the band, and then we're just going to kind of grab the band. A lot of times I'll just let it fall in between these two fingers like this. Some people like to grip it in between the thumb and the index finger. It's just whatever feels comfortable. Really, we're more concerned with the action at the shoulder, okay? So initially what we'll do is we'll just bias flexion, so raising of the arm a little bit. So we're going to kind of bend at the knees, hinge at the hip, and we'll just drop down into this. Now what we're looking for, we want to separate the arm from the body as much as possible. So I will lean into this in different directions. I'll rotate the palm up. I'll drop the palm down. I'll shift my weight towards that arm. I'll shift away. We'll find areas that are tight, and what we'll do is we'll just hang out and kind of bias that tissue. So from there, we never have to take the arm out. We can just leave it in. We'll actually do a distracted screwdriver. These are usually called relocations. So we're going to start with the thumb down, and we're going to try and suck the shoulder into the socket. We're trying to create motion, internal, external rotation from the shoulder, limit as much pronation as supination at the elbow and wrist as we can. It's a coupled motion, so it's going to happen together, but we just want to feel the action at the shoulder. So the action is, as we rotate the palm up, we're trying to suck and draw that shoulder back into the socket. So we're rotating up, sucking in, holding, and then we're dropping that thumb down, really retracting the scap, pulling that shoulder in. So we'll go through 20 passes here. From there, I'll just step to the side, okay? Same concept. We're trying to draw that shoulder into the socket as we rotate up. So we're retracting the scapula, we're externally rotating, and then we're protracting and internally rotating. It's a slow tempo. Like I said, I'll go through this for about 20 passes. From there, we like to just open up and let's bias these anterior tissues. Let's go ahead and clear out this pec tissue. For my favorite way to mobilize the pec, I like to roll palm up, okay? And then I actually just kind of like to look down and away. That'll pull some of those fascial planes to tension. You'll feel this really open up in here. From there, it's not a long walk to start to challenge external rotation a little more. So for that, it's a similar position. We're just going to add flexion to the elbow. So the elbow's kind of at a 90-degree position. We're going to try and square the shoulders, and we want to let this just open up. This can be a good mobilization to get underneath a straight bar to squat better. Again, always kind of anchor the trunk down, and let's just let the hand kind of drift backwards as we open up that rotational capacity of the shoulder. We can do a secondary movement in this position to bias flexion of the shoulder, which I like. So again, we'll just open up here. It's a slightly different angle. Again, we'll lean away, lean into it. I change the position of the palm. We just kind of want to feel where the restriction is and hang out. Okay, from here, we're going to clear out internal rotation of the shoulder. Now this is key. If you've lost the ability to internally rotate, the shoulder's probably set a little bit forward in the socket. It's going to create some subacromial impingement. So if we can start to open up the joint capsule, decrease fibrosis, we're going to be a lot better off, especially if we're pressing. So for this is just called a banded bully. We're going to let the band pull us into internal rotation. If this causes sharp pain, you need to stop. Okay? Some people like to allow it to the band to pull the arm away from the body. I preferably almost like to come into like an Apley's inferior scratch, where I let it kind of pull my hand up towards the inferior angle of my scapula, and I'll just hang out here for a bit. From there, I like to clear out the posterior capsule, and we can put a nice gentle stretch on the rotator cuff a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to block at the elbow. Yeah, let's come around for this one. So we're trying to go after this posterior capsule, which can get really tight and drive everything forward. So we're going to block at the elbow and just press the arm into our body. We're trying to square our shoulders. We don't want to rotate out to escape, so we want to kind of try and rotate back into the shoulder that's being stretched. Press with the opposite arm to create some overpressure, and just hang out and breathe. All right. right, so that's kind of a flow sequence that we'll use for this. I'm actually going to set it up right now and I'll show you how to do a posterior humeral reset with the bands as well.